Hey yo, it's your girl Jada J. What's up? What's up? Now I might be on time, okay? Because this is still later than I usually start. But I was so busy rewinding that last part of the episode because cause did y'all see the look on Jeffrey's face when he opened up the door and Justin was in there? He was looking like, why did these dudes keep swarming after me like this? That's how Jeffrey was looking like. Are you kidding me? Like Jeffrey's face was priceless, y'all. Y'all would have had to catch that. And then I tried to sneak a little bit of Queen Sugar in. All right, so anyway, I'm on time, but I might be a little late because I don't know when this is gonna upload, and I'm feeling kind of tired. But I'm gonna try and stay up so I can get it uploaded. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. And I will get to those comments. Trust and believe me, I will get to them. I'm gonna have a lot of time before work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get to them comments, even if I'm just typing a couple of things on my phone, and that can be annoying. Okay, but I got love for y'all, so I'll do it. Okay, so this is the Haves and Have Not season 5, episode 17, I believe. Elevator 7. Okay, so we're just gonna go right in because we all kind of tired, and I'm just gonna go. Okay, so we open up with Veronica, David, and Erica, right? We left off last week, remember? Erica was like, I don't do the crazy ex-wife thing, but what more can she do? And Veronica slides in, you have no idea. Okay, so we pick up right there. And so he's like, Veronica, are you kidding? And so Erica just looks at David. She goes, David, like, are you gonna handle this pretty much? And Veronica, and he goes, Veronica, can I speak with you? And she's like, why would I do that when I'm so comfortable right here? He was like, Veronica, and he gets up. She's like, David, if you touch me, I will cause so much drama. He goes, I'm not gonna touch you, so don't even worry about that, sweetie. Don't even worry about that. And she goes, oh no, of course not, because you want to touch her. And then here go Erica. Oh, he does actually. Ain't nobody's fired tonight, at least not now. All right. So yeah, she goes, he does actually, and then David is kind of like, don't antagonize her, just leave it alone. So she gonna say, she goes, where did you come from, child? Talking to Erica, and David is like, Veronica. She goes, she goes, my mother and father, and like and she's like, like that's real cute. She goes, what you need to do? No, she was like, well, you need to go find them. She goes, no, I'm actually pretty comfortable right here with David. And she was like, well, that's a false sense of security. And so David again tries to, Veronica, stop. And she's like, I'm trying to talk to this child. She goes, what you need to do is go find your mother and go nestle up under her breast. And even then, you might not be safe because didn't I tell you a hurricane was coming? So you better quit playing. So then, let me see if this is right. Yeah. David is like, all right, you know what, just forget it. She's not listening. He's like, come on, Erica. Grabs her up and is like, let's go. She's like, David, where are you going? Are you going to lay up with her, David? Are you going to lay up with her? And then she even gets up at one point. She's like, David, and like runs after them. So she hops on. He's like, Veronica, you're not getting on this elevator. So of course she jumps on. It's actually because the commercial comes back. She actually stops the elevator, hits the button, so it's just stuck in there. Like the elevator's not going anywhere. So he's like, Veronica, she was like, David, oh, the cameras. And she goes, actually, remember that's how they got me and Jay? Did I hear that right? Did she say me and Jay? Because I was like, who was Jay? Like, I didn't know what was going on there. Because he tries, well, he wasn't going to grab her anyway, but you know how extra she is. He was like, Veronica, just move. She was like, oh, look at the cameras. Remember, that's how they got Jay and me. Like, and I was like, what? But did she say Benny? Did I hear it wrong? I don't know. The audio was weird there, or unless she did say, because I don't know who that is. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe I heard wrong there, people. Because sometimes I don't know. My subtitles be acting weird, but I heard her say Jay and me, so it wasn't even. I don't know. Maybe she said Benny, and the audio was just messed up, or I'm hard of hearing. One of the two, but I had pretty good. I don't know. Whatever. Remember, I did. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna dig myself in that hole. Anyway, I don't know. I think she probably said, remember, that's how they got Benny and me, because remember, the Maggie had the private investigator follow them and she took pictures. So I don't know, because I don't know who Jay is. But anyway, I digress. As Dorn would say. Check out Dorn Post, everybody. He does a killer review. Check him out. So yeah, she's like, remember, that's how they got so-and-so and me. And he's like, Veronica, I'm not even dealing with that. He was like, I can't believe that you're doing this right now and everything. And she's like, David, you think you could just toss me away like this? For a hoe like that? She was like, oh, a hoe? She was like, yes, honey, you a hoe. And so she's like, oh, you think so? So Erica grabs her purse and knocks the cameras because she's like, oh, I'll move you, Veronica. I'll move you. Don't worry that David can't do it because I'll do it. She was like, oh, you think so? Because I will press charges. Okay. And then she goes, oh, I'm not. And she goes, when she knocks the camera, she goes, oh, you think I'm not going to be able to prove that you hit me after you bumped the camera aside? She goes, oh, I'm not that dumb, honey. I'm not going to hit you. She goes, oh, that's so sad because I was actually really wanting to beat your ass. So I was hoping that you would have tried to put your hand, but dang it. And then, so David again is trying to just talk to her. She goes, no, I want blood because I'm not ready to let you go yet, David. I'm going to make your life a living HW Hockey 6. We're going to leave that just where it is. That's how it goes. Done. So you're already doing that. No, I'm not done with you yet. He's like, so what will make you let me go? She says, blood. That's the only way I'm letting you go because you ain't just going to embarrass me. He was like, embarrass you when your affair was out there in the public with Benjamin Young? Are you kidding me? And she said, oh, and it's still going on, actually. Like, trying to get a rise out of him, but he don't care. He's like, okay, so then go get your man and stuff and leave me and my girl be. And she was like, no, like, I will right after I'm done with this. And then so Erica's like, honey, like calling him baby and stuff like that. She was like, baby, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just leave her. Don't even try and touch her. Because he was like, she knows I got a restraining order out on her. And she's not even supposed to be near me. But she doesn't care. And Veronica goes, no, she doesn't. And she's like, oh, Erica's like, baby, it's fine. And he was like, I'm really so sorry about this. She's like, it's fine, baby. And then so Veronica is like, baby? And Erica's like, yes, baby. So then I don't know, how did it even go? Okay, she was like, and then Erica starts kissing him. And David is doing a little dumb thing where he's like, Erica, don't. But he's smiling, he laughing it up and everything. He's really getting a rise out of it too. So Erica stopped, but she's still kissing him. Didn't appreciate that because I don't like Erica. Okay, but I don't like Veronica either, so I didn't know who to root for in this scene, okay? It was just sad. So yeah, she's kissing him and everything. She was like, get off of him. And Erica was like, oh, you're going to leave us alone? She was like, get off of him. So Erica's just ignoring her, keeps kissing him and all that, got him up against the wall in the elevator. For next thing you know, Veronica snatches her up by the hair and they start fighting. It was a cat fight. I said, it's a cat fight, it's a cat fight. And I have my notebook like this. So yeah, they fighting. She then snatched Erica, turns around. She's like, you must be. So David is really trying to man it, but nah. Then Veronica's like, let me kick her ass. Says David, let me kick her ass. So Erica's like, I want to see you do it. I want to see you do it. She was like, let me at her, David. Let me at her. So he finally gets them like, okay, stop. Because they was just jumping over him and he was getting his ass whooped in the process, okay? So they finally stop. And so the elevator people, they buzz in. And they're like, elevator 7, hence the name of the episode, we're going to get you out of there soon. And so David is like, no, they're like, is everything okay? He's like, no, we're stuck. And they're like, don't worry, we're going to get you out of there soon. And Veronica's like, no, he's hitting me. Get me out now. Everything is not okay. Get me out. And Erica's like, you got to be kidding me. You hit me first. She's like, shut up, ho. And then she's like, help me. No, don't hit me again, David. Don't hit me again. And so then the elevator doors open and she falls to the ground. She's like, no, please, David, please don't hit me. And so he got Erica on the side, like, what is wrong with you? And so they leave the elevator. David, please, David, stop. And then so the guy comes and he's like, ma'am, should I call the police? And she goes, you're a little late, aren't you? And she's fixing her hair and everything. That was a Candace move because remember, that took me back to season 1 when Jim, I don't even know, no, was it David? Yeah, David threw like the bag of money at her or something like that. And she was like, pick the money up and do it now. He was like, no, I'm not doing this. And she was like, oh, okay. And she like ripped her shirt and then messed her hair up, spun around a few times, fell on the floor. It was like, David, please stop. And he was like, what are you doing? So this took me back because it happened to David before with Candace. So I was like, that was very Candace-esque. That was Candace-esque right there. That was Candace. I was like, that's really how alike they are. Okay, so then we switch to Charles. Okay, now he's reading the speech that he's supposed to read at the rally, and he says like, we won't. And Landon's like, no, say I will, say will not. That sounds better. And he's like, but why? That's not how I talk. He was like, come on, it's just, it's more pronounced. And he goes, we will not stand for it. He was like, no, tolerate. And then he's like, Landon, is there a problem or whatever? He's like, no, I'm just telling you, you just want to stand out. This is how you're gonna do it. He's like, just so you know, Landon, I was a senator and I've done plenty of rallies, and I always write my own speeches and stuff like that, and I'm doing pretty fine. I'm actually leading in the polls right now. He's like, yes, and I've listened to all of your speeches and they're pretty good for a senator, but I'm here to give you that extra push. And he's like, okay, Landon, like, you've been busting, he literally said, you've been busting my chops all day. Like, what is the problem? And he's like, nothing. He's like, no, what is it? He's like, I'd rather talk to you in private. So he tells everybody else to leave. And he's like, okay, Landon, so what's up? He's like, well, look, you hired me because, he's like, no, I didn't hire you. Donovan hired you, whoever Donovan is. He's like, okay, well, yes, he hired me because I'm very good at what I do. He's like, yeah, we've established that. Now, what's the problem? So I'm going to try and condense this. He goes, the young lady that you were seeing talking about Candace, he goes, she blackmailed a gubernatorial candidate that I was working for. She blackmailed him. And she's just bad news. So he's like, oh, really? So he goes, yeah. And then he's like, okay. So, like, he's really moved by how nonchalant. There's some mosquito in my house, y'all. He's really, like, weirded out by how unbothered Charles is by this. So he's like, look, I'm telling you, she's bad news. You need to stay away from her. Because actually, he goes, that girl that you were saying, he's like, yeah, what about her? He was like, did you vet her? He goes, no, did you? He goes, no, actually, I know her. And then he's like, how do you know her? And he goes, that gubernatorial candidate, she blackmailed a gubernatorial candidate that I was working for. And so he's like, oh, really? Okay. Like, because he already knows this stuff. So he's like, I think you need to stay away from her. He's like, okay. And he's like, did you lay up with her, sir? Like, and he's like, Landon, I think that's a little too much. He's like, no, Senator, I'm sorry, but I really need to know. He's like, yeah, I did. He goes, well, did you at least sweep the room before? He's like, no, I didn't. He was like, sir, I'm telling you, she's bad news. She's not the type of person that you need around right now. And he's like, okay. Like, he's just saying, okay. And then Landon's like, okay, I got one more thing to show you. Gets the iPad, pulls it up. Bam, it's a picture of Candace on the escort site. That is how so many people have pulled up that picture of her. It's just so sad at this point because it's like everybody knows. Like, please stop pulling that picture up like it's something new. And then actually, when he pulls it up and hands it to him, he's like, yeah, years ago, that was her. And Landon is like, so now you're defending her? He goes, no, actually, that's your job. He goes, what are you talking about? He's like, you could clean stuff up like this, right? He's like, what? He was like, her image. Can you clean it up? Can you get rid of the site? That's what you do, right? Like, that's what you're good at? And Landon is like, yeah, but I don't think, he's like, clean her up. I want her cleaned up. He's like, sir, do you know what you're asking me to do here? Do you know the kind of person she is? He's like, yes. And I told you, I want you to clean it up. I might take her to my inauguration. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, what? Okay, y'all, so what is it? What do y'all think? Does he like her that much? Is he that intrigued by her? Or is it just, it's cool to have somebody to lay up with when I'm on the road? Is it that? But like, would you really go through all of the clean her image up and all that? And he goes, she's wanted for murder. He goes, yeah, you can clean that up too, right? And it's like, well, dang, you doing a lot for somebody that potentially tried to blackmail you and you met her in the bar downstairs. I don't know. I'm thinking that he really likes her. So, which is good because a lot of fans have been saying that Charles and her will be a cute couple. And it would be. They would be a nice little chocolate couple. But I can't really see it getting serious at it because Oscar played the mess out of her, so Candace not ready to trust nobody. His wife just died, so I can't really see him in committing to nobody right now. And Candace is hot. Like, freaking everybody wants to know where Candace is at. The police are looking for her. She's wanted for murder. Plus, QJ is dead. Once she finds out about that, that's going to be a whole nother... I don't know. She's hot right now. Like, too much going on. I don't think... Just it's too hot right now where she's at. I don't know how that's going to work with them. So, anyway, yeah, he's like, I might take it to my inauguration. He's like, are you sure? He's like, Landon, you do what I tell you to do, pretty much. And I appreciate you having my back, but now it's time for you to step back. And Landon is like, okay, gets his stuff and he leaves. Don't you know the motherfucker gets outside of the hotel room, picks up his motherfucking phone. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm like, okay, well, who is he calling? Hello, yeah, this is Officer Brennan. Yes, you know the young lady that you're looking for, Candace Young. Yeah, I think I just spotted her at the Artesian Hotel, room 3031. Thanks, and hangs up the phone. Like, I can't, And I don't know because I didn't see any. They usually would tease something like that, but maybe they don't want to give too much. I don't see any cops coming down to the hotel next week. So Charles and her are talking because I think he's gonna tell her somebody has to take the fall for it because he's gonna try and cover this up. But how is this gonna? I'm so mad, y'all, that there's potentially only 2 seasons left because now I'm just so like, Tyler, how are you gonna fix this up in 2 seasons? Because we know the show is not really notoriously known for being fast paced. Like it could be more fast paced with Tyler. I see things picking up because Tyler probably knows there's only gonna be a couple more seasons. If it's we know he signed a deal with Viacom, but people are saying they think he's just gonna wrap the shows. He might take the shows with him. I don't know. But if there is 2 more seasons left, I think Tyler will definitely speed it up. But I'm still scared because it's like we got all this stuff going on, and what if it just doesn't get done the way it needs to be done? Like I would think about that so much and getting mad about it. Not only would this be a premature ending if the show ends in 2019. I'm sorry, but this show could go on forever, pretty much. Okay, not forever, but like 2019. It started in 2013. Like that's not. Anyway, so Charles and Candace, I don't know. I think he really likes her, and he's maybe wants to give her a second chance at life. Maybe he know, but when he tells her somebody has to take the fall for it, she goes, "Who?" So is he responsible for Benny being where he is right now? Would you really think that somebody would be okay with their brother taking the fall for their murder? And she loves her brother. Like you would have to know, like she not gonna be okay with her brother going down for this. So is it? But would he have already had that set up? Because Wyatt already had that set up and then asked Landon, "Oh, can you clean up her reputation?" Like, wouldn't you have done that before and then try to find a fall guy? But I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Landon calls her in and is like, get down here now. I think I just spotted her. So then we switch to Wyatt at his place. Anne is over there with him. She's like, "Well, how do you feel?" He's like, "Good, I guess." She's like, "Really?" He's like, "No, I mean, this means like now that I'm out and everything, that means I have to deal with life." And she's like, "And what's so difficult that you don't want to deal with?" He was like, "You don't have all night." She's like, "Actually, I do. My job is to be here with you, 24/7, and tell me how you're feeling." So then he's like, "Well, how do you know so much about this?" She goes, "I was an addict." And he goes, "What?" Because she doesn't look. You wouldn't think that she was. And so he goes, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, crystal meth, 10 years. I started when I was 16. And he's like, "Wow." And then she's like, "Okay, wow means you're judging me." And he's like, "No, no, I got no room to talk. I'm just saying." She's like, "Yeah, but it's both of our paths that got us here, so and now we're trying to get our lives together." She was like, "Actually, my mom's." He's like, "How did you get started so early though? 16?" Which I didn't know why he was talking because remember when he used to have that dude, like the one and only dealer that he knew, Peter or whatever his name was, that kid the other rich kid who was selling drugs to him. Didn't he say? Cause the one time he came over to the mansion to give Wyatt the drugs, but he was gonna give him the little small baggie, and he was like, "Give me the pack." And he was like, "Okay, if you let me call some friends over, blah, blah, blah." And Wyatt was like, "Man, I don't know about all that." He was like, "Come on, man. Remember we were 16? We used to do." So why are you going to try and judge her when I'm pretty sure you was doing cocaine around 16 years old? So yeah, anyway, he was like, wow, 16? Like, how did you get started that early?" And then she goes, "Actually, it was my mom. She got me started on anti-anxiety pills. And then I graduated to Crystal." And he's like, "Well, wow," and stuff like that. And she's like, "Yeah, And he's like, "Yeah, parents." And she's like, "Yeah, but I forgave them a long time ago." He's like, "Well, why would you do that?" She was like, "Because I realized I was hurting myself more than I was hurting them." He's like, "So you were trying to hurt your parents?" She was like, "Yeah, in a way, but I was hurting myself." She was like, and I was trying to hurt myself too." And she's like, "Is that what you're doing? You trying to hurt your parents?" He was like, "Nah, I mean," and she was like, "Come on, Wyatt." And he was like, "I mean, I guess, but." She's like, "Well, you shouldn't. I mean, I understand that you're not ready to forgive them, but kind of you'll get there at some point." And she's like, "Do you not really think anybody loves you? Does anybody love you, do you think?" And he's like, "I mean, my sister Amanda before she died." And she's like, "That's it? No, like your parents, they seem really concerned." And he's like, "Yeah, well, seem and are two different things." She was like, "So nobody else loves you?" And I actually thought he would have said, my best friend Jeffrey's got my back," but he didn't even mention Jeffrey. He's just like, "No, like not since my sister died." And she's like, "Are you sure? Because your parents seem really concerned." And he's like I said, like that's all fake and everything. And so she's like, "Well, for me, it's different." He's like, "Well, I guess you had it worse than me," because she goes, "My parents were addicts." So I ran away and I kind of never looked back after I forgave them. I just kind of left it where it was. And she's like, all I know is that if I didn't have Dr. Jarvis, I don't know where I would have ended up at. And he was like, so what's his deal anyway? Like, she was like, well, he had a program at the group home that I used to be at, and he kind of saved my life. And he's like, well, he must be something with the amount that he charges. And she's like, well, you don't think I'm worth it? He's like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. So then she grabs like a cup of water. She's like, to new beginnings or something like that. And he's like, to new beginnings. And he's like, wow, that's the first time I ever toasted the water before. And she's like, well, that's good. And he's like, yeah, it's not that bad. So, okay, fine. I don't know now, because remember, you guys, I did say maybe that's his sister, but I don't know, because she was before kind of giving off that vibe like she knew him. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking maybe that's, but I don't know, because how they talk kind of is like, it'd be kind of weird if that's your brother. Okay, so I don't, anyway. So then we switch to, I can't read my handwriting. Jim. We switch to Jim. Mama Rose calls him. Did you find Warlock? He's like, no, but I'm looking. So then they start going in, and he's like, Rose, like, because he's trying to keep her contained. She goes, because we can't find him either. And I'm starting to get agitated. And he's like, well, calm down, Rose, because we always got each other's backs. And she's like, do we? And he's like, Rose, remember when I was on the bench, I looked out for your guys? She was like, yeah, but is it really worth all this, Jim? And he's like, come on, Rose, I had your guys back and I had your back. She's like, yeah, I know, but this is different. And he's like, Rose, it's just always good to know we have each other's backs. And she's like, She's like, you know what? Nah, I think that time is up. Like, I think I've done enough favors for you. My debt is paid. I'm good. And he's like, Rose, come on, Rose, please don't do this. And she's like, you know what? I think I need to send you a message, because this is ridiculous. And he's like, Rose, come on. Like, that's all he kept saying, Rose. Well, I was like, okay, Jim. She's not listening to you. It's over at this point. I think I need to send you a message. She goes, well, don't worry. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to show you just how mad I am. And he's like, well, at least tell me what you're going to do. She's like, no. And he goes, Rose. She hangs up the phone. So she is really mad that Warlock tried to come for Mitch, which is understandable, because that's her grandson. Don't try and come for nobody's family, especially not no mob. You leave them just where they're at. Okay, just leave them. And you don't try and disrespect them or not, especially don't come for the fam, because you messed your whole life up right there. Okay, so she's telling him, you out of favors, bro. And don't ask me for nothing else, because it's done. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything essential. Okay. Then we switch to the police station. Hannah's down there. She's trying to figure out what's going on with Benny. She's like, please, can you tell me anything? The lady behind the desk is like, I'm sorry, I can't. All I can tell you is that he's in holding right now. That's all I got. She's like, well, is there Officer Justin Lewis on? Justin come out from the back. She's like, oh, is somebody here to see you? He sees Miss Hannah. I was going to say Miss Young, because that's what he called her. He was like, oh, Miss Young, like, what are you doing here? She was like, my son is here. He was like, I'm sorry, and your son is. That made me mad, because you know exactly who her son is, to stop with the fakery. So anyway, he goes, yeah, and your son is. And she goes, Benjamin Young. And he's like, oh, yeah, Candace Young's brother. Like, sorry about that. And she goes, well, what is he here for? He's like, they're questioning him in the murder of Quincy Maxwell. And she's like, well, how long are they going to hold him? He's like, I think he's being charged. And she was like, for murder? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, well, can I see him? He's like, I'm sorry, I can't. She's like, please, like, I gotta find out what's going on. He's like, even if I could, he's being questioned by the Secret Service right now. Like, I can't do anything. She's like, the Secret Service? He's like, yeah. She's like, well, can you tell me anything that's going on? He's like, I'm sorry, but all I can really tell you is you should probably call a lawyer. She's like, okay. She calls Catherine. Catherine is like, hey, like, what's going on? She's like, they told me that Quincy being charged with the murder of... They told me that Benny's been charged with the murder of Quincy. I don't know what the heck's going on. He just told me that I need to get a lawyer. She's like, I'm on my way down there. She's like, wait a minute, were you able to find a lawyer though? She's like, I called Marty, but he's in court right now. She's like, but I'm on my way. She's like, okay, thank you. So Catherine is on her way down to the police station. So then we switch to Benny. He's in holding, and Agent Davis, which I guess he is with the Secret Service, is in there talking to him. And so Benny's just in there like, please, I need to talk to my mom. Can I use your... No, I don't think he said, can I use your phone? No, he was like, I need to talk to my mom. He's like, well, that's not going to happen. He's like, come on, man, I didn't do nothing. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, well, I really need to talk to my mom. He's like, oh, well, she's right out there. And he's like, well, can I talk to her? He's like, I'm sorry. Like, you're under federal restrictions here. I can't. And then, so he's like, well, can I at least use your phone so I can call her? Because now that she knows I'm in here, I know she's panicking. I just need to talk to her. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't. So then he's like, Benny's just like, oh my gosh. So he slides him his phone, which was unbelievable because a Secret Service guy would have never done that. But he lets him use his phone, which was nice because that guy was getting on my nerve. So anyway, he lets Benny use the phone and he calls Hannah. He's like, come on, mom, pick up, pick up. And then the guy goes, the reception is terrible in this building. And so she doesn't pick up the phone. So he's like, he's just going to try it one more time. He actually calls Mitch. So, and at first I thought he was going to try and act like he was still like, oh yeah, mom? Yeah, but nah. So when Mitch picked up the phone, he goes, yeah, Mitch. He was like, hey, that's not your mom. He goes, yeah, thanks, man. He was like, this nice guy let me use his phone. He's like, Mitch, listen, can you come down here and like get my mom? Because I know she's panicking because now she knows I'm in here. He's like, yeah, man, but I can't come right now. I'm at the restaurant because my grandma is on one tonight. I don't know what's going on, but something is about to go down. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, I have no idea, but like, I can't leave right now. He's like, okay, well, if when you can you please get down here as soon as possible? He's like, yeah, I got you. Don't even worry about it. So he's like, all right. Hangs up the phone. He's like, yo, kid. When he's like, thanks, Agent Davis. He goes, all I can tell you, kid, is that you're being railroaded. He's like, come on, man, like, you gotta know. He's like, Agent Davis. He's like, yeah, that's my name. He's like, you gotta know I didn't do this. You gotta know that. Like, I don't even know what's going on. He's like, well, I guess. Because like, I can't, like, kid, I can't do anything. I have to hold you here. Like, that's kind of how it is right now. And he actually says that. He's like, I'm not under arrest, but I can't leave. And he's like, yep. So then we switch to David and Erica. So they done the deed again. So they laid up. David is asleep. Erica trying to nudge him to see if he actually asleep before she go and take this phone call. So I don't know because it looked like Candace called her because her phone was ringing. But then when she called, the Candace was like, well, what do you want? As if Erica called her. So I'm guessing Erica called Candace. Erica goes into the bathroom to call Candace. And she's like, oh, hey, girl. Like, what's up? And she's like, oh, hey, like, can you hook me up with a wireless because I need a phone? And she's like, yeah, sure. She's like, where are you at? She's like, and Candace is like, girl, I'm busy right now, but can you please, like, are you able to hook me up with a phone? She's like, well, where are you at right now? She's like, I'm in my room. She's like, oh, well, where's your room? She's like, I'm busy right now. I can't talk. She was like, oh, are you with somebody? She's like, I'm waiting for somebody. She's like, who? She goes, a John. She's like, why? What's with the third degree? Like, can you just get me a phone? She's like, okay, girl, like, I just want to know what room you're in. She's like, it changes every day. She's like, okay, well, what room are you in today? And Candace is like, look, okay, just please get me a phone and all that. She's like, okay, well, I wanted to tell you in person that Veronica ran up on me and David earlier today in the elevator. And she was like, what? She's like, yeah, girl. And we kind of got into it a little bit. And Candace was like, girl, you need to watch out for her. She was like, girl, no, she need to watch out for me. You know where I'm from? She like, yeah, but she plays on a higher level. She's like, well, I'm going to knock her down on her knees. And Candace was like, I'm telling you, you need to be careful with her. So then she goes, well, where is David? And she goes, girl, he in the room asleep. She was like, what? She's like, he's asleep. I put him to sleep. I was over it. So Candace is like, girl, get off the phone now. She's like, why? He's asleep. She's like, girl, I've gotten you this far. Hang up the phone. So she hangs up on her and then looks at the phone like, dumb. Like, why would you be on, So they hang up and then Erica goes to check to see if he's actually asleep. I guess he is. She closes the door and I'm guessing she's making a call to Warlock, but we don't see it. It's just we see her dialing another number, then we switch. So we actually switch back to Wyatt. They're playing a card game. He's feeling the need to use drugs again. So Anna's trying to tell him, you need to, like, what else do you do for fun? And he goes, intercourse. And she's like, well, we're not doing none of that. He goes, well, why not? I mean, you're pretty hot. She's like, well, yeah, you are too. But that's what I was like, would you say that even if your brother, like, even if you know he doesn't know that you're his sister, would you call your brother hot? So I'm thinking the sister theory is out. So she goes, you are too, but that's not the point. And I'll have to call Dr. Jarvis and tell him to get me another client if you keep playing. And he's like, oh, so you have thought about it. She's like, Wyatt, stop. So she's like, come on, like, let's work out or something. And he was like, no, I don't want to work out. She's like, well, you need, as an addict, you're going to try and trade one dependency for another. And that's not healthy. So you need to find something proactive to do, like exercising, walking, something. And he's like, all right. So she goes, do you want to go for a walk? He's like, no, I'm good. Let's just try and finish the rest of the game. Because then he tries to be like, well, like, does it ever get better? She's like, the urges don't really get better. They just get manageable, like, to the point where you're not like, I have to run out and get it, but they're still hard to fight. So, yeah. And so then she goes, what made you want to get it together? And he goes, I almost OD'd, I almost died. And she's like, yeah, me too, but for me it was on purpose. I was trying to commit suicide, but I'm glad it didn't work. He's like, yeah, me too. She goes, thanks. He's like, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me, but I'm glad for you too. She's like, oh, thank you. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm just agitated. She's like, I get it. Let's just finish the rest of the game. So I don't know, look like a little something might happen there. We'll see. I'm thinking maybe she did not go in cahoots with Oscar. Because remember, Oscar seemed like he's trying to get her to play on his team so he can get the money from Wyatt. So then we switch to Landon at the bar. Jeffrey come in. Jeffrey see Landon. He already rolling his eyes like, oh my goodness, I don't even feel like dealing with this. So he sit down. He like, oh hey Jeffrey. Jeffrey kind of trying to ignore him. He's like, Jeffrey. And then Jeffrey's like, oh hey Landon. Like, how are you? And Landon's like, oh, I'm doing good or whatever. And he's like, so why are you here, Landon? Like, he not even acting like he happy to see him. He like, just why are you here? He's like, I'm working that guy's campaign because, like, on the news, it shows Charles. So he's like, oh, working for the big leagues now. He's like, yeah. He's like, so how are you doing? Jeffrey's like, I'm doing fine. He's like, well, you don't look fine. He's like, yeah, I got a lot going on. He's like, let me guess, it all revolves around Candace. He's like, yep. He goes, can you believe she's wanted for murder? He's like, that is so crazy. Jeffrey's like, yes, it is. I still don't really like how he tries to dump everything on Candace like that. Like, Jeffrey, you stabbed him too. Like, obviously, you're not going to put yourself out. He's not going to be like, well, they should be looking for me too. Like, I didn't expect that. But you don't got to be so like, yep, my whole life is pretty much ruined because of Candace. Like, really? So, yeah, anyway. So then Landon is Jeffrey he goes, well, do you want a drink or something? Jeffrey's like, yeah, let me get a double. And Landon's like, oh, maybe I'll get lucky tonight, do his usual, but 10 times more pathetic tonight. See, that's the thing, because a lot of the fans, they say, their team Wyatt and Jeffrey and stuff like that, or their team Landon and Jeffrey. Nobody really rocks with Justin because they think Justin is crazy, but there's a few people who are like Justin and Jeffrey. But Landon and Jeffrey, like, okay, fine. Like, they're talking about, like, if the show was ever to end, they would like to see him end up with, like, Landon. Or some say Wyatt or some say Justin. But the ones that say Landon, I'm like, okay, because Landon technically did help him, be more comfortable in identifying himself, as, being in love with Wyatt and, being gay. So, okay, fine. So Landon was there for Jeffrey. And even though they didn't know each other well, remember the one time Jeffrey actually called him after, he laid up with Melissa and realized that shouldn't have happened. He actually called Landon. It was like, I need to talk to somebody right now. And, so Landon is a good friend. Like, he's a good person. But Landon has always kind of tried to overstep because he knows that Jeffrey likes him. But Jeffrey is, like, always at that point where there's too much going on in his life to have a real relationship. So, and Jeffrey always kind of tries to, nah, man. So, but with Landon, the only reason I couldn't really see them being an actual couple is it because how with Landon, do you care about Jeffrey as a person, or are you caring about his body and his looks? We know Jeffrey's a good looking guy. We know that already. So tell us something that we don't know. But it's a little different because in the beginning, it did seem like Landon was really trying to get to know Jeffrey. But these last couple of times even before he blew up at Jeffrey and was like, I'm going back to Atlanta, y'all are crazy. When that happened, he had actually been trying to hit on Jeffrey and was just talking about, I just want to get you out of your clothes and stuff. So it's kind of like, do you like Jeffrey, Landon? Or, yeah, he was drunk, so maybe, okay, whatever. So, I don't know if they would be actually a legitimate couple because of how attached he is to Jeffrey, just inappropriately. So I don't know. But like I said, he was drunk, so maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so he's talking about, I miss you and this, that, and the third. Jeffrey's like, please stop or I'm going to my room. He's like, okay, I'll stop. Like, what do you want to talk about? He's like, well, let's talk about, what's going on with you. Like, why are you so stressed out? Jeffrey's like, nope, I don't want to talk about that. So he's like, okay, let's talk. Do you want to talk about Candace? He's like, nope, I don't want to talk about that either. He's like, okay, we can't talk about intercourse. We can't talk about Candace. We can't talk about why you're stressed out. So what is it? Jeffrey's, so then Landon is like, when Jeffrey actually asks for a double, Landon goes, yeah, let's get a couple shots over here. And he's like, Landon, what is wrong with you? He's like, okay, let me just confess something. I miss you and your body and all this other stuff. And Jeffrey's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to my room. and drinks his shot and is like, I'm about to go. Landon's like, oh, I'm coming with you. So I'm thinking, okay, Landon, now you're just doing too much. Like, I'm not thinking he's actually gonna get up and follow Jeffrey. Don't you know he got up and followed Jeffrey? He's like, oh yeah, can you put these on my tab? Gets up, follows Jeffrey into the elevator, starts trying to molest Jeffrey, and then starts trying to rape Jeffrey. Sorry, and that I hate to use that even jokingly though, but it's just like you were literally, you know, he was saying no and you kept trying to push your heavy self on him. And he's just like, no, no, no. And Landon is like, yes, yes, yes. So then the elevator stops and, you know, Jeffrey's getting off. And here go Landon, oh, come on, 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Just let me in the room. Come on, come on. So they open up the freaking door. Wasn't Justin laying in that bed? I'm pretty sure, probably naked, with a cover over him. And Landon comes in like, what the heck? Next week on the Has and Have Nots. And Jeffrey's face was priceless, I'm telling you, because it was like, what do y'all want from me? And actually, I want to say that when they were down there in the bar, and Landon was like, you know, you were fantastic in all this, the best I've ever read, blah, blah, blah. And Jeffrey was like, well, great, because I didn't even know what I was doing. And then so he goes, oh, so you know what you're doing now? And he's like, Landon, I'm not even doing this with you. So Jeffrey is completely unaware that they are really swarming over him. Well, I think Justin likes him. Like, I think Justin likes that he can be himself with Jeffrey, but I also obviously think he likes that other thing that kind of started them on the track. So, obviously, since he's laying in his bed like that, even though Jeffrey told him he needed time and space, there must be something that's keeping him there. So, Jeffrey was literally looking like, why can't I catch a break? When he opened that door and see Justin. So yeah, next week on the Haves and Have Nots. No, matter of fact, sorry, that was not the last part. Then don't you freaking know. When we leave that scene, this truck is speeding through this like news station, and they open up like the back, like the trunk, and they toss this body out, speed off. Doesn't it say? And then there's this woman there. She sees the body wrapped in saran wrap. She starts screaming, runs off. They do a close up on the body. It says Jennifer Salison, crier victim. Next week on the Has and Have Nots. So Jennifer, so no, Mama Rose, this is the revenge that she was like, oh, I'm not gonna kill you, Jim, but I'm just gonna send you a message just to show you how mad I am. He said, you gonna tell me? She said, nope. So this is it. This is it. Remember? Because she was like, oh, I might put the body in Warlock's car and try and frame him for messing with my grandson, but she must have something else, especially playing for Warlock, if she was gonna put this on the Crier family. Well, it was the Criers, but the whole point was to get rid of the body. So now she's like, nah, F you. I don't owe you no more favors. I'm about to put this body right where it belongs, and dropped it off at the news station at that. Like, you ain't nothing. So the news is going to be the first ones to get it. And you about to see it freaking first thing probably that night, because it looks like it's going to be the same night, because we see Jim is at the bar with David next week, and then Oscar actually comes in, and Jim was like, what the heck is this? Like, what's going on? Because, oh yeah, when he got off the phone with Mama Rose, he actually tried to call Oscar, but he didn't pick up the phone. So yeah, I almost forgot to put that part in. So yeah, next week, Veronica comes into the hotel room with Justin is in a jealous rampage talking about who is that guy. He's yelling at Jeffrey. Veronica comes in with her camera phone while Justin is shirtless, because he put his pants back on at this point. So he's shirtless, and she comes in. He's like, lady, stop. And he's trying to dodge her. Then you get Veronica comes into the station when Hannah's down there. Hannah goes, well, who's his lawyer? Veronica storms in, I am. And then you see Hannah go, no, the heck you ain't. So, but she's gonna, come on now, Hannah. You know you about to allow her to end up working for Benny. So, and then Charles tells Candace, like I said, that, okay, I could get all the stuff removed from you. She's like, even the body, how you gonna do that? He's like, there has to be a fall guy. And she goes, who? So we're gonna see, y'all, because this is heating up. It's gonna be good. And Veronica's trial should be coming up. I know we're gonna be seeing that, because they can't hype that up and then we don't see it. So I'm interested to see, y'all. This season is going up and up. But thank you guys so much for watching. I didn't mean for it to last this long. Please comment. I will get to the comments eventually. I'm probably going to get to last week's comments tomorrow, hopefully. I hope this is up maybe tomorrow morning, a little earlier than that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the one and only your girl, Jada J. Y'all know what it is. I got to go to work tomorrow. Peace.